To be the best, you've got to beat the best, and Max Verstappen has done just that. With 3 world titles and over 70 race wins, Verstappen has carved his name into F1 history. But on his path to glory, he hasn't just collected trophies, he's destroyed and made certain F1 drivers his victims. Who are the drivers who felt the full force of the Verstappen storm? Well, let's find out. Charles Leclerc. In 2019, a young Monegasque driver named Charles Leclerc stepped into Ferrari, replacing the Iceman Kimi Räikkönen. Fans of the Finnish world champion were sceptical, but Leclerc wasn't there to play second fiddle. When asked about his role alongside Sebastian Vettel, Leclerc responded with a statement of intent. In any team, there needs to be a number 1 and a number 2 in a 50-50 situation. But then, on my side, it's my job to turn things around. It's not going to be easy, I have a lot to learn, but I'll push for that. Those words echoed through the paddock. Here was a rookie with just 1 year of F1 experience boldly challenging a 4-time world champion. It wasn't mere bravado. Leclerc had the pace to back it up. His first season at Ferrari was a revelation. Leclerc didn't just match Vettel, he surpassed him.
He just wants to get past his teammates, which he does. Charles Leclerc down the inside of Sebastian Vettel, and he moves himself up into 4th place.
Finishing 4th in the championship to Vettel's 5th. The whispers began. Leclerc was the new lead driver at Ferrari. The following May, before the delayed 2020 season even started, Ferrari announced Vettel's departure. In just over a year, Leclerc had effectively dethroned a champion, sending Vettel to the midfield obscurity of Aston Martin. Leclerc's meteoric rise marked him as a future world champion, but as he reached for that crown, he found himself in the shadow of another prodigy, Max Verstappen. The 2022 season dawned with promise for Leclerc.
That was so far back, but once again, Leclerc's got the DRS. This time he's got the inside line, forces Max a little bit wide, goes into turn 4. Leclerc, for the second lap running, has retaken the lead and has come out of turn 4 ahead. This is absolutely epic.
2 victories in the first 3 races had the Tifosi dreaming of a return to glory. But Verstappen and Red Bull had other plans. As the season progressed, the tide turned. In Saudi Arabia, Leclerc and Verstappen went wheel-to-wheel for laps.
This is going to be interesting.
Well, he's got DRS again, Verstappen. Can he stave off his natural instincts as they both lock up? Charles Leclerc goes through ahead. And is the patience going to pay off here? Because Verstappen has got DRS down the main straight. Charles Leclerc can't cover him off. Verstappen takes the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and there are many in the grandstands who like that as Leclerc goes too deep into turn 2. Out of the final corner, Max Verstappen emerges in front. Such a close battle once again, and this time around, it's Max Verstappen that wins out. He takes victory in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc comes home in 2nd place.
But it was the Dutchman who took the checkered flag. Miami saw Leclerc secure pole, only to watch Verstappen's Red Bull speed past him on race day. The cruel twist came in France, where Leclerc's error while leading handed Verstappen an easy win and dealt a crushing blow to Ferrari's title hopes.
Who's that gone off?
Leclerc. It's Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc.
Are you okay?
I've got a good throttle.
2023 brought fresh challenges. Ferrari's car proved less competitive, but Leclerc's brilliance still shone through in flashes. In Las Vegas, he claimed a stunning pole position, only for Verstappen to snatch the lead early in the race.
Riding on the mirrors now, checking the left one, checking the right one, trying to keep the world champion behind. We go down the strip. We're going to get another change of lead. Max Verstappen takes the place back, but look at how brave on the brakes Charles was, but he couldn't close the door. Verstappen takes the lead back once again.
This has always been the familiar story in their rivalry. Time and again, it's been a one-sided battle, with Verstappen consistently coming out on top. The numbers don't lie. Since 2019, when both drivers finish a race, Verstappen usually finishes ahead of Leclerc. In fact, he's ahead about 70% of the time. Leclerc is closer in qualifying, but Verstappen still has the edge. No doubt, Leclerc's talent is undeniable, but in Verstappen, he faces a generational rival, one whose relentless consistency and adaptability have set a new benchmark in the sport. For Leclerc to overcome this challenge, he needs more than just raw speed. It requires a Ferrari that can match Red Bull's pace and reliability, and he must find new ways to outfox Verstappen in their wheel-to-wheel battles. Lewis Hamilton. In 2020, Lewis Hamilton was on top of the Formula One world. He had just won his 7th championship, matching Michael Schumacher's record. But a young driver named Max Verstappen was about to change everything. When the 2021 season started, fans knew they were in for something special. Red Bull, armed with a potent RB16B and Honda's improved power unit, finally gave Verstappen machinery to truly challenge Mercedes' dominance. From the season opener in Bahrain, it was clear this would be no cakewalk for Hamilton.
But is that only temporary from Lewis Hamilton? Can he now hold Max Verstappen up as they head towards turn 4? Hamilton's going to force Verstappen the long way round. By the time they get to the corner, he's about a third of a car in front. By the time they get out of the corner, he's a whole car in front.
Is there a take on the outside of the track?
Verstappen's raw speed and aggression met Hamilton's experience and guile in a season-long duel. They traded blows across the calendar.
It is Hamilton and Verstappen. Verstappen and Hamilton wheel to wheel going into the turbo chicane. Hamilton is forced wide and he's lost a little bit of bodywork as well. Max Verstappen, for the first time in his career, takes victory in Italy, and it was a victory by a long, long margin.
Verstappen's victory at Imola countered by Hamilton's triumph in Portugal. Their wheel-to-wheel battles became the stuff of legend, with neither giving an inch. It all came down to the last race in Abu Dhabi. After a controversial decision by the race director, Verstappen passed Hamilton on the final lap to win his first world title.
Verstappen sets after Hamilton. Is it going to be a first world championship for Verstappen? Is it going to be an 8th world championship for Lewis Hamilton? Try and get past Hamilton. First overtaking zone is normally down into turn 5. Is Verstappen far enough back? He's going to make the lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees him coming. It's a late lunge by Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race. Verstappen now snatches the championship trophy from Lewis Hamilton.
It was one of the most dramatic endings in F1 history, and this ended Hamilton's title-winning streak.
The most important win of his Formula One career.
If 2021 was close, 2022 was anything but. Red Bull nailed the new car rules while Mercedes got it wrong. Suddenly, Verstappen was winning everything in sight. He won 15 races that year, breaking records, and Hamilton, for the first time ever, didn't win a single race. The tables had turned completely. There were moments that showed how much things had changed. In Imola, Verstappen even lapped Hamilton, something that would have been unthinkable just a year before. If anyone hoped 2022 was an aberration, 2023 dispelled such notions. Verstappen reached new heights of dominance, shattering his own record with 19 wins. The RB19 was in a class of its own, and Verstappen exploited its potential to the fullest. Hamilton showed flashes of his old brilliance, pole position in Hungary, a strong drive to second in Australia, but these were exceptions. More often, he found himself fighting in the midfield, a stark contrast to Verstappen's serene progress at the front. The Belgian Grand Prix was a clear display of just how far apart their performances had become. Verstappen, starting 6th due to a penalty, raced through the field to win comfortably. Hamilton, struggling with car balance, finished a distant 4th. By the season's end, the statistics told a shocking tale. Verstappen, 19 wins, 21 podiums, 575 points. Hamilton, 0 wins, 6 podiums, 234 points. Verstappen's rise had clearly got into Hamilton's head. The once cool Hamilton now often sounds frustrated on the team radio. He seems annoyed in interviews after races. Verstappen, on the other hand, is super confident. He used to look up to Hamilton, but now he races against him like any other driver.
I don't think we would. Max is in another league. His car is so fast. I mean, he passed me halfway down the straight, and he was several meters ahead, like 10 meters ahead. But I mean, I don't know how they're so quick on the straight. It's just, yeah, it's insane. But so we're not. They're just in another league.
Max has no doubt made the legendary Lewis Hamilton one of his biggest victims. Max's Red Bull teammates. Max Verstappen's rise in Formula 1 has been meteoric, but perhaps nowhere is his impact more evident than in the fates of his Red Bull teammates. 4 drivers, Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, Alexander Albon and Sergio Perez, have faced the challenge of partnering with the Dutch phenom. Each story is unique, yet they share a common thread, the struggle to match Verstappen's extraordinary pace and consistency. Now let's begin with Daniel Ricciardo. When Verstappen joined Red Bull mid-2016, Daniel Ricciardo was the team's golden boy. The Australian had outperformed Sebastian Vettel in 2014 and was known for his late-breaking overtakes and ever-present smile. Initially, Ricciardo had the measure of the young Dutchman, outscoring him in 2016 and 2017. But 2018 marked a turning point. Verstappen's raw speed evolved into consistent performance. He outqualified Ricciardo 15-5 and outscored him 249 points to 170. By season's end, Ricciardo saw the writing on the wall. He shocked the paddock by announcing a move to Renault for 2019, later admitting that Verstappen's growing influence in the team played a role in his decision. And that was the last time we saw Ricciardo at his best. In fact, since leaving Red Bull, Ricciardo has just won a single race. Next was Pierre Gasly. Gasly's promotion to Red Bull in 2019 seemed premature, and it showed. From the outset, he struggled to adapt to the RB15's tricky handling characteristics. Verstappen, by contrast, extracted every ounce of performance from the car. The statistics were damning. After 12 races, Verstappen had 181 points to Gasly's 63. Verstappen scored 2 wins, Austria and Germany, while Gasly's best finish was 4th. In qualifying, Gasly never outpaced Verstappen. The Hungary GP proved the final straw. Verstappen nearly won from pole, while Gasly finished 6th, lapped by his teammate. During the summer break, Red Bull made the tough call. Gasly was demoted back to Toro Rosso, making him one of Max Verstappen's victims. Moving on to Alexander Albon. Albon's promotion was a gamble, moving to Red Bull after just 12 F1 races. Initially, he showed promise. In the first race for Red Bull at Spa, he charged from 17th to 5th. He also scored a series of 4th and 5th place finishes, earning praise for his overtaking. But as 2019 turned to 2020, Albon's struggle to match Verstappen became apparent. In the 2020 Styrian GP, Verstappen finished 3rd while Albon was 4th, 44 seconds behind. At Hungary, Verstappen salvaged 2nd after a pre-race crash. Albon finished a distant 5th. The gap in qualifying was particularly stark. Verstappen regularly fought for pole, while Albon often struggled to make Q3. By season's end, Verstappen had 214 points and 2 wins, Albon had 105 points and no podiums. Red Bull, needing a stronger second driver to fight Mercedes, made another change. This time, they went for an experienced hand in Sergio Perez. When Sergio Perez joined Red Bull, he was a veteran with a decade of F1 experience and had already won an F1 race. Surely, he could challenge Verstappen. The reality proved different. While Perez provided crucial support in Verstappen's title battle with Hamilton in 2021, the performance gap was clear. Verstappen had 10 wins, 18 podiums and 395.5 points, while Perez had 1 win, 5 podiums and 190 points. 2022 saw Verstappen reach new heights while Perez struggled for consistency. While Verstappen shattered records with 15 wins, Perez only managed 2 wins and finished 149 points behind his teammate. The 2023 season started with promise for Perez. He won 2 of the first 4 races, briefly leading the championship. But Verstappen soon asserted his dominance. Over the next 18 races, Verstappen won 17. Perez scored no further victories. The final points tally: Verstappen 575, Perez 285. Through 4 teammates, the same pattern emerged. Verstappen's exceptional ability to adapt to any car, his raw speed, and his relentless consistency have set a benchmark few can match. Each teammate brought unique strengths: Ricciardo's overtaking, Gasly's technical feedback, Albon's racecraft, and Perez's experience. Yet all found themselves measured against Verstappen's extraordinary standard. Sometimes Max Verstappen does the unbelievable, like winning races with insane margins. You can check out this video to see Verstappen's most insane wins. Click it now.